Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
Thanks for being with us here for 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. We'll pick up here with some breaking news out of Coeur d'Alene. Police are actively taking sniper fire near Canfield Mountain in Coeur d'Alene. It's been about 4 hours since the first gunshots were fired. It started back near 2 o'clock. Firefighters responding to a brush fire in Canfield Mountain when they were ambushed by a gunman or gunmen. Two firefighters have died since that gunfire opened up. You can see on the map here, this is where that situation is unfolding near East Nettleton Gulch Road and 15th Street in Coeur d'Alene. Again, 2 fire personnel killed in this gunfire. We've got Hunter Bertram, who is near that scene right now. We'll take it to him, who is live at the scene. Hunter, what can you show us out there?
Yeah, Jordan, as you said, this has been a developing breaking news scene here in East Coeur d'Alene, very popular area. This is Cherry Hill Dog Park we're standing in. Many people come in this area, and you can actually take a look. We'll zoom in to the operations center here at Cherry Hill Dog Park. You can see many law enforcement individuals around the scene talking to one another. Last update we did have during that press conference is that they're trying to strategize on how to not only take out this shooter or shooters, but also how to get this wildfire under control. As you said, firefighters responded to initially a half-acre brush fire here at Canfield Mountain, and when they got there about 20 minutes later, said 1:21 the call came in, and at 2 p.m. is when the first rapid shots came out towards firefighters. And as you said, two people have been shot and killed. They do say right now they believe it is fire individuals who were shot and killed. They don't know what agency at the moment or have not released that information yet, but a big worry as well. They don't know if there's still more people on the mountain since this area has been closed by law enforcement. There's been people coming down off the mountain. This is a beautiful Sunday here in North Idaho and a great day for many to hike, which they're worried that there might be people still remaining on the mountain.
Right.
Jordan.
Well, Hunter, and that was, as you mentioned, that's one of the challenges law enforcement is up against right now, is evacuating that mountain from civilians who were just up on a Sunday stroll in a very popular hiking area there in Coeur d'Alene. Again, you mentioned modern-day sporting rifles, high-powered rifles being used in that area, and gunfire being fired in multiple directions. Law enforcement, they're not sure exactly how many suspects they're working against up there.
Yeah, Jordan, just as you said, I asked Kootenai Sheriff Bob Norris how many suspects, where the gunfire is coming from, and they said it's not from a structure, it's not from a makeshift shed or anything like that. It's coming from dense brush here at Canfield Mountain. They say from multiple locations on the mountain, so it's not clear if the shooter is moving to multiple areas and taking fire on law enforcement or if it's multiple shooters. They don't know yet. They also said it's unknown how many casualties are from this incident. It's still so ongoing. Also, the information very fresh, very subject to change as more becomes available. They did mention tonight at 9:30 another press conference will be held with more up-to-date information. They did say if there are any big developments, one would happen before that. Jordan.
We are expecting another update. Thank you for that report there, Hunter. Again, no evidence that these suspects, these gunmen, want to surrender. So the sheriff saying earlier today in that press conference, if someone has a clear shot, they are authorized to take it. We'll send things out now to Mary Sheridan, who is live outside Kootenai Health here tonight. Mary, what can you show us out there?
Right, Jordan, I'm joining you from Ironwood and US 95. We're kind of taking a look at the southern side of Kootenai Health, and that's where just less than an hour ago we saw multiple emergency vehicles. We saw ambulances and several more law enforcement vehicles heading into that area to drop off patients likely from this crisis you were just talking about. Now, I was able to speak with one woman who kind of gave us a glimpse inside. She says her husband is a patient inside the hospital for an unrelated reason, but she says it is very energetic in there. There are so many people moving to help the people that have just been brought in. She said she also saw firefighters hugging each other. So it's likely that emotions are high inside that hospital.
Unprecedented scene unfolding there in Coeur d'Alene. Of course, Providence and Multicare back here in Spokane saying their hospitals are ready to take in any number of patients should they need to.
Absolutely. They've been alerted and prepped. This is an event that is spanning over many communities at this point.
All right, Mary, thank you for that. We'll check back just a little bit later on here tonight. We will send things over to Jason Valentine for a look at, as that wildfire is burning in Coeur d'Alene, the sheriff saying that they will not send resources to it. We'll take a look at the conditions out there in Coeur d'Alene for what we can expect there, Jason.
Yeah, and winds are light. That is one silver lining for this situation right now. 7-mile-per-hour winds. We don't expect much winds to be coming into the region for the next couple of days. So that fire that is unattended right now, no personnel can get to it. It shouldn't grow too much, at least from wind. But we are dry and we are definitely hot. We're about 10 degrees above our average. If there are hikers who are still stranded on Canfield Mountain, I hope they have some water with them. We're about 10 degrees above our average. And the sheriff earlier said the situation could extend into tomorrow. And that's when our heat advisory is going to hit. And we're going to be seeing temperatures in the Coeur d'Alene area or in the Inland Empire in the mid-90s to the upper 90s as we head into Monday and Tuesday. So the heat will very much be on and become a factor if this continues for the next couple of days. So heat is going to be a factor. And again, these are the temperatures we do expect tomorrow at 93. Now that's for Spokane. So with Coeur d'Alene, you can add or subtract about 2 degrees on occasion. 96, we could even see triple digits on Tuesday. So again, it is very hot out there, very dry. That fire is unattended. So we are hoping that things don't escalate from there with the fire. Just thinking about that fire. Again, winds are very light. They will be into the evening hours. But Jordan, we have extreme heat, not just today, but even more tomorrow and Tuesday if the situation extends that far.
Yeah, certainly another factor we'll keep an eye on moving forward. Jason, thank you for that. Meanwhile, Idaho politicians have reached out. This situation, of course, making national news here. Idaho Governor Brad Little writing on X saying, quote, multiple heroic firefighters were attacked today while responding to a fire in North Idaho. This is a heinous, direct assault on our brave firefighters. Later adding that I ask all Idahoans to pray for them and their families as we wait to learn more. Idaho Congressman Mike Simpson posting as well, saying as this situation develops, our thoughts and prayers are with the brave firefighters and all the first responders on scene. And Senator Mike Crapo also writing here tonight, I am monitoring the horrific reports out of Coeur d'Alene this evening. I urge local residents to follow recommendations of law enforcement. My prayers are with victims and first responders. Of course, those recommendations by law enforcement, if you're in that area, stay indoors, shelter in place as the situation unfolds. We'll be back here in just a few minutes with more live updates from Coeur d'Alene and new information as we receive it. We'll see you here in just a few.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Book your stay and play getaway today at Missisquoi.com.
Backyard barbecues, family gatherings, now is the best time to visit Jacobs Custom Living. New furniture has arrived and Jacobs really has the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dinner sets, umbrellas, and much more. Hurry in and experience for yourself the high-quality outdoor furniture at Jacobs Custom Living that will make your deck, patio, or cabin a wonderful place for gatherings all summer long. On Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make 2 feel like 1, or simply be a helping hand. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin. And fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself. Reach out to your eczema specialist today.
Wherever the road takes you, Chevy is ready to drive you forward. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. and every path leads to new possibilities. Get the freedom to save. Current qualified lessees can get this 2025 Equinox all-wheel drive for around $299 a month. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
It's a brave face we put on. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Don't want to be any trouble. But you know, sometimes we're not fine. Because getting older isn't all smiles and birthday parties. Sometimes it's facing the fact that we're human and we're aging. And you know what? That can be pretty hard. If you need a little support or just want to talk to someone, 988 is here for you. Anywhere, anytime. Call 988.
Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Welcome back. We are still continuing to monitor breaking news out of North Idaho. It's been about 4 hours since the first gunshots were fired in what's been an ambush on firefighters. Dozens and dozens of police have arrived at the scene here. Just about an hour ago, 2 hours ago now, perhaps, Sheriff Bob Norris from the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office addressed the media and the public to showcase what's going on there.
We now have 2 deaths. We have an unknown amount of casualties. We still have civilians that are coming off of that mountain. We might have civilians that are stuck or in shock on that mountain. So this is a very, very fresh situation. We are actively taking sniper fire as we speak.
And Sheriff Norris not with many answers there. Of course, he's saying actively taking sniper fire. Modern day sporting rifles or high-powered rifles being used up there. Gunfire coming from multiple directions. And as you can just see here from this video taken earlier, the massive response from police, multiple agencies all across the state, the FBI arriving on the scene. We'll send things back out to Hunter Bertram, who is live at the scene, who's seen a number of resources being deployed here, being used as this situation continues to unfold. Hunter, what can you show us out there? I know we saw helicopters flying up above earlier on today.
Yeah, Jordan, you say helicopters, and we were actually in an area very close to here, just a little bit in a better vantage point of the command center. They had to move us. They're expecting more helicopters to come to the scene. I know they had said earlier in that press conference that they had the sheriff's office helicopter up in the air, far up in the air, assessing the situation. And actually, we can take a look over in the distance. Still a lot of law enforcement. A mobile lab has actually been set up. A crime type facility has just now arrived. You can actually take a closer look farther off in the distance of what's going on. You can see there's multiple vehicles that typically wouldn't be responding to any just everyday incident that would be happening in the city. However, just because of what's going on and the seriousness and the timely aspect of everything unfolding, they have so many agencies from across the inland Northwest, across the region, across the state that have been responding here and that are coming up with a tactical plan on how to take out the shooter. As they said, they're going to take the shot if possible, and also how to get this wildfire under control on Canfield Mountain. You can't really see the smoke anymore pluming from it. However, you can still definitely smell the smoke from that wildfire that they say they're going to have to let burn because they can't get resources on it while it's such a dangerous situation for everyone involved. Jordan?
Right, certainly not an everyday situation. Again, that fire believed to be intentionally started for these gunmen to ambush the fire crews responding. Again, no evidence of these gunmen wanting to surrender. As you mentioned there, Hunter, if they have that shot, they should take it. I don't know if you're able to show us more of the scene there. That massive police response still there. I know it was very walled off.
Yeah, I'll have my photographer Dexter actually just pan a little bit up and down the street right here. That's the entrance to Cherry Hill Dog Park. We're actually standing in the dog park right here. You can see these are all law enforcement vehicles. They might look like normal vehicles, but these are undercover, different agencies that have responded from across the state. And we can actually pan to the right, and it spans basically this whole area. And across this whole park, this whole parking area is basically full with law enforcement from just about every agency you can imagine here in the state. It's a little hard to see the command post as there's some cars in front of us, but if I would have to guess, at least 50, if not more, individuals are posted up here. We haven't seen many people go up to the mountain since we've been up here. However, they do say they are taking shots at the shooter, and the shooter is still actively firing at law enforcement on the mountain. Jordan?
Wow, just an active situation still unfolding there. Again, 4 hours since those first shots were fired at 2 p.m. Before the situation started to unfold. Hunter, thank you for that. And we are getting more Idaho politicians sending their heartfelt condolences to the situation unfolding here in North Idaho. We'll turn to the latest one here. That's from Senator Jim Risch saying, Vicki and I are monitoring the incident in Kootenai County. We pray for the safety and, safety of our brave first responders. Really, all any of us can do at this point is just wait for an update for the situation as it unfolds. We'll send things over to Mary Sheridan, who's also live in Coeur d'Alene here tonight outside of Kootenai Health. Mary.
Right, and Kootenai Health has been just a hub of law enforcement vehicles all day. The most impactful was just about an hour ago when there were several emergency vehicles, including ambulances and law enforcement cars, pulling into the south side of Kootenai Health. Even as we were driving over to Coeur d'Alene from our station in Spokane, we were passed by several law enforcement vehicles on the road, showing that this crisis is one that's affecting several communities. It's calling on the support from many areas, but the community here is definitely impacted. I've seen several people roll down their windows in their cars at this very intersection here just to ask each other what's going on. And inside the hospital, as I told you earlier, it's an emotional scene. Firefighters are in there, holding each other, embracing each other. And so this situation is definitely having its impact on this community here in Coeur d'Alene, Jordan.
Yeah, as it would any community, particularly, such an unprecedented situation unfolding there, Mary. You talk about the emotions running there for these first responders. It's a very small community over there. To see that emotion that you were just describing, firefighters embracing, I imagine that's been a common scene out there near the hospital.
And when we arrived here about 2 hours ago, we did see all of the ambulances set up, staged, and ready to go. And there was a somber tone in the parking lot. People were ready to respond to this emergency. And as I mentioned earlier, hospitals in Spokane are alerted and prepped to take in patients as well.
All right, Mary, we'll check back with you in just a little bit. Thank you for that. And we will toss things over to our Jason Valentine here in studio tonight with a look at the weather, kind of what we're up against here, especially as that wildfire continues to burn. Jason?
And again, we're dealing with really two things. Those hikers that are possibly stranded on Canfield Mountain, how hot it is today and how hot it's going to be tomorrow. And the Kootenai County Sheriff did say it could extend into tomorrow and into the next couple of days. And the heat is definitely going to be on. So here's what's going on right now in Coeur d'Alene. 84 degrees. That's about 10 degrees above our average for this time of year in our second weekend of summer. Ample sunshine. There's nothing but sunshine. So those hikers who might be trapped on the mountain, it is very hot. And again, hopefully they're able to get into some shelter behind some trees or such. Also, the winds for that unaccompanied fire, westbound winds 7 miles per hour. So that is not going to feed that fire too much, despite it being so dry and so hot for the past couple of days. And we have more heat coming. So if this situation does extend into tomorrow, we have a heat advisory starting tomorrow morning. What does that mean? We expect to see highs in the mid to upper 90s for the next couple of days, especially Tuesday. Tomorrow highs look to be around 93 or so. So if it extends, we have heat to deal with. But the good news, we don't expect any winds to start kicking up above 10 miles per hour for at least the next 24 hours. Jordan.
All right, Jason, thanks for that. And we will have an updated press release, or excuse me, a press conference there in Kootenai County tonight at 9:30 p.m. Our crew's on the ground there. We're going to take a short break and be back in just a few minutes.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where new Sierra 2500s come with $5,500 off MSRP or 3.95% APR. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Looks like we made it! Bearing Manilow. The last Spokane concert. Bearing Manilow. See him perform
performing all the hits for one night only at Spokane Arena Friday, July 11th. Get tickets now at ticketswest.com.
Starting over is hard following a divorce because now it's just you. You are the one making the financial decisions for your family. As I've gone through this process, BECU was incredibly helpful, making sure that I could track down the financial documents that I needed or to open an account with my new name. I'm really proud of how far I've come, how I've been able to rebuild for myself and my family, and BECU is an important part of that.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Most people who have lived through an opioid overdose have something in common. They didn't do it alone. Someone was there when they OD'd. Someone had naloxone. Someone called for help. So, if you use opioids like fentanyl, know who your someone is. Use with them when you can. Have naloxone with you. And make sure your someone is ready to help you if you need it. Just like you would for them.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where you'll find new Sierra 1500s with savings up to $14,500 off MSRP. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Welcome back. We are continuing to monitor a very serious situation out of Coeur d'Alene. Police actively taking sniper fire up there near Coeur d'Alene. We'll set things back out to our Hunter Bertram, who's been live at the scene since early this afternoon. Hunter, what can you show us out there behind you?
Yeah, Jordan, I just want to take a minute and look at Canfield Mountain. You can see this is a steep for the sense of this area, not relatively super steep, but it is a steep mountain, and you can see at least maybe 1,000 feet elevation up here. And, you know, what was said earlier by Sheriff Bob Norris in the press conference is that this was a nice Sunday afternoon. There's most likely people that could be on the mountain. It's not confirmed for certain because they have confirmed that people have been able, since the situation, this area is closed off, people have come down from the mountain, but there is a worry that there might be people on the mountain still possibly sheltered, hiding from the gunmen or gunmen's. As we said before, not sure if it's one suspect or many, and also just the brush. You can see this looks like it has had some fire mitigation efforts on at least this hillside. However, still dense areas like this can burn relatively really quick, especially as it's a hot and dry day. So it's just a very intense situation up there, making sure they can get people down, get them down safely, and just assess the situation. As he did mention, Sheriff Bob Norris earlier said, we're not sure how many casualties there might be. We have confirmed 2 casualties believed to be fire personnel who were shot on once responding to the initial half-acre brush fire.
And Hunter, of course, like as you mentioned, I mean, just behind you, we could see just how heavily wooded that area is here. We were told those suspects, they're not posted up in a home or a cabin. They're just using the wilderness around them, whether that's just hiding behind brush, trees, whatever it is out there. And it adds a certain level of complication to this. The sheriff said that this could last several days.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jordan. I asked if they were shots from a makeshift shed or some type of, if there's any type of building up on the mountain. They said no, there's not that type of thing on the mountain. They say it's coming from dense brush piles, the gunfire, multiple areas, which indicator of there might be more than one gunman. And they said, it's just very complicated given the terrain up there, given, the dense brush on this mountain. And like you said earlier, and we've reiterated, they are going to take the shot if possible to neutralize this suspect. But if they can't get that shot today, as the night falls, or excuse me, the night comes around and it gets dark out here, it's only going to make this situation far more difficult for first responders, law enforcement, everybody, as they're trying to get this to become a safe situation here in East Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, these police certainly up against the clock. Thank you for that, Hunter. We do appreciate it. That when we come back here, we'll check back in with our Mary Sheridan live outside of Kootenai Health, and we'll check back in with Hunter if there is time here. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Sunday Night Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino.
With Dupixent, stay ahead of moderate to severe eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch with clearer skin and less itch. The #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists helps heal your skin from within. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Water is an essential part of our everyday lives. It's important that Spokane acts wisely to preserve our precious water resources and not waste money on evaporation and the need for supplemental water infrastructure due to a burdened aquifer. Please avoid watering your lawn between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and limit watering to under 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. If we all do our part, we'll keep our river flowing strong, even in times of drought.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save and $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, trade in an eligible vehicle and get $3,250 total cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Coeur Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur Lake Casino. At the Coeur Lake Casino. Coeur Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning.
Thanks for staying with us here through this breaking news in North Idaho here. We'll send things out to our Mary Sheridan, who with a live report outside of Kootenai Health. Mary.
Kootenai Health emergency responders have been responding to, frankly, a very uncertain situation. While it is confirmed that 2 people were shot and killed out on Canfield Mountain today, we still don't know if there are more people that have been affected, more people that have been killed, more people that have been injured. What I can tell you is just about an hour ago, ambulances brought in an indeterminate amount of people, but there are about 3 ambulances, and they are being treated inside Kootenai Health.
Thank you for that, and I know you'll be out there tonight. So that press conference again at 9:30 here tonight, so hopefully we'll get more information about this situation here, Jason.
Yeah, and this is the hottest time of the day for Coeur d'Alene, around the mid-80s right now, so heat will start to slow down. Again, the good news out there, due to the fire, we have light winds, and that's going to continue for the next day, but extreme heat starting tomorrow, highs in the 90s if this situation extends into tomorrow.
Okay, thanks for that, Jason. Thanks for being with us here through this breaking news. We'll have updates all throughout the night here on KXLY Plus and then tonight at 11.